Natalie Speech.
Good evening. Again, good evening. Hi, my name is Natalie, and my sister Angela has autism. Now, when Allison told me to speak in front of all of you tonight, I thought, well, what can I possibly say in a few minutes that we have experienced, my family and I have experienced in 20 years? So, I guess it'll start out like this. I was 2 years old when I had a baby sister. And I remember this baby sister laughing with her, making her giggle. It was the highlight of my day. And so one day, this baby girl that always looked at me and giggled stopped looking at me, stopped giggling. My mom told me one night, you and your sister always used to run to the door when I got home. And one day, your sister didn't. She stopped looking, she stopped talking. Something was wrong. My mom went to every neurologist possible in this county, and they all told her one thing: you're crazy, nothing's wrong with your daughter. But my mom and dad knew, no, we need an answer, there's something wrong. So one day a neurologist said, let's get an MRI done. So we're at the MRI, and we come back with results, and I remember sitting in that room saying, your daughter has autism. Excuse me? What? Your daughter has autism. My parents, what is autism? Autism back then wasn't as common as it is now. So the next step, we didn't know. And so my parents researched therapies, schools, what was going to be the best for their daughter. My sister was nonverbal for 9 years. She went to school. She was tough. She was, for those of you who are ESC teachers or who wish to be ESC teachers, I give you props because it is a very hard job. My sister was injurious to not only herself but others, and it was really hard for her to be in a classroom environment. My parents got phone calls every single day, please pick up your daughter, we cannot handle her. And so one day my parents made the executive decision, and my dad quit what he was doing for 9 years. He was a stay-at-home dad for 9 years. I don't know any parent, I can just imagine, who would quit their whole life for 9 years for their baby girl. To pick her up every day from school and take her to therapy, along with me, who didn't have much of a life. Our whole life was a routine. Day in and day out, therapy after therapy. We barely saw my mom because she was working 3 jobs to pay about $500 a week in therapy because insurance wouldn't cover it. So, you can say growing up was a little bit tough because I didn't understand what autism was. I didn't understand what offices I was going to, or why my sister didn't talk to me. Honestly, I thought she was a brat. Why is she hitting me? Why isn't she not talking to me? Did I do something to her? No. It wasn't until I was 12 years old and I volunteered at the Dan Marino camp in Weston. They do a summer camp for special needs children. And I saw all these families with children, all these siblings who had other siblings with special needs. And I got it. I got why all those years, hours and hours every day after school, my dad picked us up and went to therapy. My whole life is revolved around autism. And looking at all of you tonight, I cannot thank you enough for spreading awareness. To the teams who worked so hard, thank you from the bottom of my family. Now, it was also really hard for us to go out in public. We couldn't go to a mall. Every day we lived on eggshells. We didn't know what what day or when my sister was going to have a meltdown. It was, as you would say, embarrassing to go out and have my sister drop to the floor screaming and crying, and we didn't know why. She couldn't tell us why. We had to go home every day. We lived every single day either at home, in school, or in a therapy office for 15 years. I kid you not, 15 years. I didn't know what it was like to have a social life, no matter how hard my parents worked. Everything was about Angie. Everything to help her to succeed. It's a lot of sacrifices autism is, but I will tell you, I'm 22 years old and every single day was worth it. Every single night, every single morning, it was worth it. All those hours of therapy, all those nights and days of not knowing if we're going to walk on eggshells that day. And until recently, I found the cure for autism. It is not a medicine. It is not something that takes it away. And until that day comes, the cure is all of you. Standing here in front of me, it is all of you. All of you who have participated in the dance, all of you who donated, all of you who are going to be therapists, all of you that are going to be teachers. I want you to raise your hand and say, I am the cure. You are the cure, because you are spreading awareness. And my sister, after 20 years, 9 years of nonverbal, 20 years of therapy, she is 20 years old, a graduate from cyberspace, loves to draw, and animation. Her dream is to become a voice actress for Disney. And I would like my sister Angela to come up here. Of a child with autism. This is the cure. Angie, would you like to say hello?
Well, my name is Angela Castle. I'm graduating in Cyberspace High School. I went to an actress, voice actress, and singer. I do all the animations.
All worked so hard for I don't know how long. Those performances were amazing. And thank you to the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta, Phi Sigma Sigma. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.